Hello and welcome to Britain's biggest model railway of Heaton Lodge Junction. You join us here today to meet Ben Jones from Heljan to catch up on the latest progress with the O gauge Class 58.
We announced the Class 58 back in November at the Whalley show, and obviously at that point we'd already got factory decorated samples, or the first factory decorated samples. We'd been working on it for probably a year before that. It's been a really smooth process actually. It's progressed from an idea to a reality really quickly. Some projects are a bit sticky and take years. This one has progressed through really smoothly, and we're very pleased with the end product. Fundamentally, when we released the Class 56, we had lots of people asking when we were going to do a Class 58 to go with it, because obviously they're both big freight Type 5s that run coal trains and things like that, and people who bought a 56 wanted a 58 to run with it. For years we've done the Class 58 in double O gauge, and it's been a good seller for us over the years. When it was clear that there was so much demand for an O gauge version, it was a pretty simple decision to go for it. The Class 58 has got our new standard DCC interface with the plug and play socket for the ESU XL decoder. That's our standard across all new locos. So that's the biggest change from previous ones. The mechanicals are pretty similar to the Class 56 in that it's got twin motors, big flywheels, and 4-axle drive with a floating centre axle. In terms of lighting features and things like that, it's moved on to our latest standard, so it's a step ahead of the 56. It's got separately controlled cab lights and headlights and tail lights, which can all be individually activated when it's in DCC mode. Or if you're running in DC mode, you've got micro switches underneath, so you can set the lights however you like without a decoder fitted. It's also got the powered roof fans, which are standard on all our big O gauge locos. In terms of you get quite a big package of optional detail features on this model as well. We had some of that with the 56, but there's even more on the 58. You get 3 different options for the cab door handrails. Obviously you've got the original, just the handrail, and then you've got the baffles as well. There's 2 different designs of those. Other details that are worth mentioning: underneath the cabs, obvious on a Class 58, you can see the traction motor cables and things like that. So we've included a representation of that so that it's not just sort of open and bare underneath the front. Makes a big difference detail-wise. And you've got 2 different versions. So obviously with Class 58, you've got a sort of Phase 1 and Phase 2, as they're sometimes called. This loco on the bridge is 58003, which is an early one. It's got the early bogies and the early brake gear and things like that. We also do a Phase 2 model, which has got the later bogies, which have got the prominent sandboxes. And on our model, they're actually glazed, like the real things, the sandboxes. You'll be able to put real sand in there if that's what you fancy doing. And that's got different brake gear as well. So there's quite a noticeable difference between the 2 versions. In terms of livery choices, you've got almost everything they ran in this country. We're not doing any of the export versions because we thought they might be a bit niche, but you've got 3 options on the original rail freight grey with the red stripe. You've got coal sector grey, mainline blue, EWS, and then there's a plain grey one. There's a plain 3-tone grey one, which you can do whichever version of 3-tone grey they prefer. There's a factory weathered version, there's 58034 Bassett Law, which is in the rail freight red stripe livery, and that'll be available on general release. The loco that's on the layout today is one of the first pre-production samples, fully motorised, which has been detailed and weathered and fitted with sound by Simon George. So originally it was just plain grey, but he's done it in mainline grey as 58003. He's fitted DCC sound into it using the XL decoder. I believe it's Lego Man Biffo sound. Lego Man Biffo as well has had a sample of the loco so that they can tailor the sounds and the traction characteristics and things like that to the model. So we've been working closely with them to make sure that the sound's as good as it possibly can be. This loco has been with Simon for a few months now, and it's done endless circuits of the layout. It did the show at Harrogate earlier in the year. I dread to think how many scale miles it's run, probably more like real miles it's run over the last few months, and it's never put a foot wrong. I mean, it's been all in big heavy trains endlessly around this layout with no problem at all. It's been fantastic. The Class 58s, they're on the boat now, they're on the way, so we're expecting them in August. The full retail price is £729 or £749 for the factory weathered version, and they're available to pre-order now from all Heljan UK stockists.
It's great to see the new Heljan O gauge Class 58 advancing so well, and we're really looking forward to these arriving in the office for review. You'll be able to read our full review in a future issue of Hornby magazine, but thank you very much for watching today. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Introducing Key Model World, your new online destination for everything railway and scale modelling. Featuring exclusive videos and features, unseen images, step-by-step guides, railway history and the latest news. Plus, it's home to our full layout build series.
I'm going to stop you right there though, because I didn't do this. This is all you're doing.
Join us for the latest content from Key Publishing's modelling titles, Hornby Magazine and Airfix Model World. Sign up today for as little as £3.75 per month, or if you're a magazine subscriber, bolt Key Model World onto your subscription package now. For more details, visit keymodelworld.com.